Hey, I hope you're having an absolutely incredible day. Today, I'm going to be running you through how you can set up your own Upwork job finder. What this is going to do is look at all the incoming jobs from Upwork and then use AI to filter them down to your specific skill set and push those to Airtable and notify you on your phone whenever new job listings occur. Now, I haven't seen anyone else doing this, and all you need is really 5 modules. So it's super simple. I built out a much more complex system, and then over time it grew into this. So all you really need is make.com and Upwork, and you could literally pull all these jobs completely free using both of their free plans. So absolutely insane when you think about it. So high level, what's happening is there's an RSS feed which is connected to Upwork that's pulling jobs on whatever scheduled setting that you have. It then runs it through AI. This is pretty much just a prompt with your specific skill sets in here. We're going to dive into that in this video. And then it parses the response and pushes it back to Airtable. And then it ends up in a job board like this, where you'll have the title, the job description, the URL to the Upwork, the reason why it thinks it was relevant, a short pitch, like an intro pitch, the pay type, so whether it's budget or hourly, the amount of money that they're offering for this, the category that it falls under, and the skills, and then the status. So that's what we're going to be working on today. And then in the future, we can integrate this status mode where when you switch it into applied mode, it will apply to that job directly for you without even having to go into Upwork. All right, guys. So first thing, RSS, you're going to watch for RSS feed items. You're going to go ahead and add that. Now, once this has been tested on your end, you can increase the maximum number of returned items. For me right now, and for you, what I suggest is starting off with 1, because we're going to be running this a lot of times to make sure that it actually functions correctly. And then once you have that, you can set it to 100 or 200 and then run it daily or whatever frequency that you want. All right, so first thing that we're going to need is the URL. So we're going to head on over to Upwork. So originally I just searched for Zapier, right? ChatGPT, Zapier API connection. Then I went into advanced search, and for all of these words, you put it into any of these words. So I did Zapier, I did make.com, content creation. I think I did go high level too. And then you're going to hit search. And then you see this button right here. You're going to click that and you're going to go RSS, and then just go ahead and copy this link. We'll head back into make. We'll paste the URL. We'll hit OK again, and then we will run it once. And now you can see that the output, you have the ID, you have the description, which is currently in HTML, which is why you see all these line breaks. And essentially what we want to do is we want to break this description up. We're going to parse it using JSON, and then we're going to pass them almost as variables back into Airtable into the correct columns. So that's high level what's going on, and now we're going to build it out. So next thing we're going to want to add is a text parser, HTML to text. And we're going to just pass the description, right? And now if we run it again, you can see that the description has the line breaks. And when we click here in the output bundle, it outputs without all of those line breaks. And you'll see why this is important later, because we are not going to pass this in our ChatGPT. We are just going to pass it straight to Airtable at the end. And that's why we need to have this text parser in here. All right, the next thing we want to add is ChatGPT. So we're going to create a completion. Go ahead, choose your model. I'm using 4.0. You are now going to add the message. So this part is crucial. This part I highly recommend that you spend the most amount of time on and really fine tune it, run it, get a bunch of results, and then keep refining it until you have something that works for your skill set. Now, the first role that we want is the system. And we're going to tell the system, you are an intelligent admin that filters jobs. We're going to add a second message. And this message is going to be user, right? So that's as if I was creating the prompt to send to ChatGPT. I'm the user sending the message to ChatGPT. And I have this really long message content, which is essentially saying, hey, this is my skill set in the first paragraph. Second paragraph is breaking down the JSON structure that we want. The third is some additional notes. API integrations are good, as I can develop them using no-code tools. I don't develop full stack apps. And then some example client projects, right? So make.com automation workflow, AI powered content creation system, and other things that I have a skill set in. Now, before I go any further, and before you start pausing the video and typing all of this out, I'm going to link a Word document, and it's going to have all of these different prompts. So you can just copy paste them and then refine them to your needs. So if you're looking for that, just click in the description and it'll be right there. Now, next up is to add the user again. So now we're passing a sample job post. So Facebook ad manager, ads campaign manager. So that's what this job is requesting. And essentially what we're doing is we're having, let's say, an input, and then the next message is going to be the assistant, and the assistant is the response back. And we're going to give it like 2 to 3 different cases of this to really train the ChatGPT in this case, right? We want to train it. We want to show it the kind of output that we want. And that way, when we run this for 100 results, we don't end up with a whole variety of different outputs, but really specific outputs in the format that we want that are going to feed our Airtable. So all I did was I came in here, I took this description, I copied it, and I pasted it into here. Now, next up is assistant, and we are going to output the response. So this is the message content that we're pasting in there. And what this is saying is, hey, I've looked at this, and based on your skill set that you've provided in this first box, I think you can apply to this job. I think this job is relevant based on your skill set. So first thing it's marking is relevant equal to true. The reason, why does the AI think that this is relevant to you, right? So this job involves managing marketing campaigns, optimizing them using various tools, and it could be good based on your no-code automation skill set. Then the pitch, right? So like a 1 to 2 sentence pitch, which is, hi Peter, I'm confident in my ability to streamline and automate your marketing process effectively. My background in automation and content management makes me an ideal candidate. The URL, which is a link to the post. The pay type is hourly for this. The amount is $10 to $12 per hour. And then the category being campaign management with the additional skills. And this is the format that we wanted in. All right. So I have one of the messages relevant, so that is true, and then I have another example which is false to train it. So same thing, we're going to set this one to user. I have a second sample that we're pasting in here, and then the message is going to be equal to assistant, and this is the output when it's false, right? So this is a virtual assistant task, and it doesn't align with my no-code API integrations, and the rest is just blank. All right. And then finally, we are going to have one last user, which is user prompt, which is going to be the title followed by the description or the text. It really doesn't matter. You can use either one. So in my case, I'm using text, but it's really doesn't matter. And then max tokens, we're going to set to 0. And then we are going to set the temperature equal to 0.3 so that the lower the temperature is, the less creative it is, and the more accurate and precise it's going to be. And that's pretty much it. The rest we can just leave blank, and we're going to hit OK. Remember to save your work as you go, guys. I've lost a ton of make modules by not saving. So, and another thing too is if you hit run and it's not saved, sometimes it reverts some of your last changes that it's made. So make sure you save. All right, next up, you want to add in a parse JSON, and it is just going to be in choices, message, content. And lastly, we are going to want to pass that to Airtable. So we're going to need to create an Airtable. Now mine's already created. I'll run you through the steps, but essentially you need an ID. So you'd go edit field, set it to ID, auto number. So it's auto incrementing when you add new rows. ID is always super important. Next up, you want to have the title. So the title of the post. That's a single line text. Then we have the job description, which is going to be a long text, which has the full job description that you can read through if you want. We have the URL, which is a URL. The reason, that's another long text. We have the pitch type. So the pitch type, once again, is long text. The pay type is a single select, so it's either going to be hourly or budget. The amount is just a long text because if it is hourly, it is usually a range. And if it is a budget, it is a dollar amount. So the reason we're using long text here is if we use the dollar amount field, it's not actually going to return the hourly rates because usually that's a range, and a range won't be recognized as a dollar value in the amount here. Then we have category, which is going to be a long text as well, and skills, which is going to be equal to long text too. So you're going to want to set all of these things up. And then I also added in the status. So the status has new, applied, and delete. This is something that I can build out in a later YouTube video if you are interested. And on that topic, if you do have any suggestions, any comments for things that you would like to see me build out or go into more depth on, let me know in the comments and I'll build it for you guys. And all I'm doing here, and the reason why I put in the status, which is a single select, is so that I can toss on this filter where status is not delete. So my thinking is, okay, so you have a new post that is entered, right? A new job type that comes in. It's automatically flagged as new. And to do that, you would just set the default option to new. And whenever, let's say I have one that I don't think is relevant to me, or that I don't want to apply to, maybe the pay is too low or whatever the reason might be, you can just switch it into delete mode and then it'll drop off of this view so that this doesn't end up with hundreds and hundreds of new jobs that are posted on a daily basis. So now that that's set up, I call this job board. You can call it whatever you like. We're going to hop back into integration RSS, which is our Upwork job finder. We are going to add Airtable and we are going to create a record. And from there, you just want to connect to your correct base. So job board, table 1, and then you're just going to map all of the fields. So title is obviously going to be title. Job description is going to be the text from the text parser so that we don't have it in HTML format. The URL is going to be the parsed JSON. So before we continue any further, we're just going to unlink this and we are going to run this once. So you can see here, pulled in the job experience OnlyFans account manager, broke out the text. Then we have the output. So you can check out the message. False, this job focuses on managing an OnlyFans account and engaging with subscribers, which does not align with my expertise in no-code automation, workflow integrations, and content creation systems. So then pitch, like, right, all the rest is blank. And then the cool part is, if we look at the JSON, now all of this output is considered a bundle. But what's cool is it's broken down, right? So if we connect this back to Airtable, add the base again, add the title, the text for the job description, the URL is going to be equal to the URL here, the reason, right? And just map all the fields, pitch, pay type, amount, category, and skills. We're going to set the status, turn off map. We'll set the status to new, even though if we didn't have this, it would still automatically be added as new because of how we set it in Airtable. And now that is complete. Now there is one final step. And this step is super important, and it's why we have the relevant field. So we want to come in here and we want to insert a filter, right? Because if jobs that aren't relevant, we don't want them being pushed to Airtable. So the condition is going to be relevant equals to true. You can set the tag to relevant, hit OK. So now it's going to get to this step. It's going to have the JSON parsed, and it's going to say, is this condition true? If it's false, we're not updating the Airtable. But if it is true, let's update Airtable. And so now if we run it once, you can see it was false. Data entry, nope. So you could just keep running that. Let's focus on creating SMS marketing content in Japanese. So we're gonna come back to the RSS feed. We know that these first 4 steps are working. We're just going to increase the maximum number of returned items and run it again. So now you can see it's going to continuously run. All right, so this operation failed with an error 422, insufficient permissions to create select option hourly. So the reason that's failing is if we look at our pay type, it needs to be a variable. So instead, we're just going to edit the field from single select to long text or even short text, single line text. Hit save, and that should fix it. Now let's run it again. Boom. So we got our first record. You can see it's passing through the rest. Okay, looks like 2 records got updated. Let's head on over to our job board, and now you can see it fully populating with all the jobs that it thinks that be worthwhile for us to apply to. You can see all the different skills, right? So it's super cool, super powerful. And then from there, you can read through the job description. Also recommend you just switch this to extra tall, be able to read them a little bit easier. You can spread these out a little, or you can even come in here, hit expand, and read about them like that. Right now you can see, hey, we were looking for a skilled and creative video marketing expert to create world-class marketing videos and content for our brands. So create compelling video concepts, script, shoot, and edit videos, collaborate with the marketing team. Here's the reason why I thought it was relevant. This job involves video editing and creation, which aligns with my expertise in short form video editing and creation, social media management. So the pitch is high, specialize in creating engaging video content that aligns with marketing goals. My expertise in video editing, content strategy will ensure your brand's message captivates your audience. The pay type is hourly. The amount is $15 to $49. Category is social media marketing. with the skills being social media marketing, marketing strategy, video editing, and that is pretty much it, guys. So I hope you got immense value out of this video. I haven't seen anyone else running this specific technique. It's a way for you to have jobs sent to you that are filtered and are specific to your skill set. I hope this helps you get more clients. I hope this helps push you in the direction of your goals. And that is all. I hope you have an incredible day. If you did get value out of this, it would mean the world to me if you dropped a like and a subscribe. They're both free and they help support my channel hugely and to continue making these videos for you guys. With that being said, I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.